Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. This is Fiercestbard, and hello. We are arting today on Thirsty Thursday. Yeah, it's so thirsty this Thursday. Actually, I'm probably the thirstiest one here. But yeah, what's going on? How is everybody doing? Hopefully good. Um, just like last time, we are gonna work on this artwork of TD Star Anis, Anis, however you would like to pronounce her name. The first thing we're probably gonna do is fix this cat thing. Whatever. I did it in one way when I initially kind of put it together, but the more I looked at it, the more I was just kind of like, nah. So away you go, away you go. We gotta erase the whole thing and start from scratch. And yeah, you can kind of see what I was talking about, like previously about the vector erase tool. It's great. Vector lines are amazing for doing line art and stuff like that, but also sometimes they get in the way because they're doing all sorts of weird calculations behind the scenes. So it's like they don't, when you go to erase them and you did a lot of let's say thicker lines and stuff like that, sometimes weird things happen with them. So they're not always like the best for every situation, but you know, they can be quite useful if you're used to him. But yeah, it'd be it'd be like that. We're approaching the end of the week. Finally. Hopefully, everybody's looking forward to the weekend, as Rebecca Black would say. Damn, that's a name I haven't I haven't heard anything from for years. Let's see. After I do this cat thing, I did do the sketch for it, so I already did the sketch work for it. After I'm done with it and I get it in there, I gotta work on the cat plush doll that's actually sitting on her shoulder. So there's quite a bit of stuff to do here. After I do that, get some more of her jacket in there. Whoa, actually I think my mic was kind of far away. Hopefully I got it a little bit closer. Let's get this thing in here a little bit closer. There we go. Yeah. I was like, huh, do I sound like I'm a little bit far away? I don't know. But yeah, after I do this, um, these two items, then I gotta get the hands in there, and then it'll be ready to go for colors and stuff. So you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. I just gotta make sure some of these lines are okay. Let's bring back that thing. This is the sketch, so let's draw it as a separate layer and then I'll merge it down. Okay, let's see if we could do this right. Because sometimes even when you have a sketch for something, things go wrong. I mean, it kind of happens, you know? And then I gotta look at the reference for this too and make sure that I'm actually doing it right. And I will apologize in advance for any coughing that I do today. It seems like the pestilence that had plagued me for a week now is still somewhat in effect. Though I've gotten better. I've gotten much better as of recent. So but, you know, as with anything, there's always some remnants of certain things left over, so we shall see. We shall see where it takes us. Now, let's see. Okay, there we go. It's like I sketched it, but it's like I don't know if it looks the way that it's supposed to, because even in the reference that I have for this thing, it is angled off like in an odd angle and stuff like that. So like there's parts of this where I'm just kind of like unsure as to whether or not I'm doing it right. So but you know, that's kind of part of the fan art game. You just kind of have to sometimes you just gotta sometimes you know, make it up as you go. Because unfortunately, you know, like having crystal clear references is not always the case for everyone. Sometimes you're in a situation like this where you just don't have the reference to be able to make a judgment call on what certain things look like and what certain things don't, right? Okay, let's change this a little bit. Okay. Okay, there's that, and then the rest of it is like and then we'll just kind of finesse these lines into being a little bit better than what they look like right now. So whoops. Okay. Okay, that's looking a little bit better than what I initially kind of drew in there. So let me see if I can see what kind of shape. No, I cannot. Oh, this thing. There's just no way we're gonna see it, so Okay, and then flip this one. Is it like that? I guess it. I don't know. Oh shoot, I drew this on the wrong layer. Let's merge below. Okay, that's kind of sort of it, right? Oh, I did it backwards. The bottom one is supposed to be shorter than the top one. So what do I do here? What do I... Well, actually, you know what? I don't necessarily need to do that much of a change here. Again, the only reason I'm able to do this is because of the vector lines that I'm using. If I wasn't using vector lines, I would not try to do so much transform tool, use the transform tool, I should say, as much as I have, because then that's just asking for trouble. Okay, I think that's it. And then there's some kind of... Okay, there's something there that's like that, and then there's like this thing over here. It's something like that, right? And then I guess over here it's like... Okay, so I gotta twist the canvas because going left to right is hard, actually, for most people's arms. Up and down is the way to do it. Okay, so that should be it. So let's collapse this into the layer below, and then just do some cleanup here. Again, I'm not so sure that this is exactly the way that this emblem looks on her. I'm literally kind of coming up with some of this from out of nowhere. It's like, because it is on the model that's in the game, right? But the problem is that it's at an angle where some of it is obscured a little bit so I can't really tell what shape it actually is, like with the eyes and, you know, some of the other stuff that's on here. So I'm just kind of making some educated guesses as to what the actual emblem actually looks like. But I think this is a much more closer attempt than what I had initially, so... Then I'm just trying to fill in all these. Okay. I'm trying to... Oh, I know what I was doing there. Okay. Okay, just kind of filling things in. There we go. Okay, cat emblem. All set. Oh, you know what? I forgot to download the star brush. I needed a star brush for this. Actually, let me... Oh, wait! I do have a star brush. Okay. Okay, before I continue, I gotta sketch out this this big doll thing. So let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. Okay. So that's about as much of this that I need to draw, because the rest of it is just kind of hidden back here. Well, maybe not. A little bit of the tail can stick out from here. Okay. It's not the cleanest lines for this thing, but it'll do, it'll do. And then I gotta erase everything in here that I drew previously because it's all just covered. Unfortunate. But sometimes, kinda like, you know, it's okay. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oops, that should not be there. There we go. Okay, okay, that looks fine. That looks fine. Okay. Oops. Nope. Yeah, she probably struggles to keep this thing on her shoulder, unless she has like a strap or something like that tying it on. Oh, that's what that. Okay, I gotta redo that. I gotta redo the whole thing with the. Oh shoot. Okay. I just realized I drew the star as if the one leg is coming out of the tail, but actually it should be the fifth point. The tail should be the fifth point, and then the rest of the star comes out of it upside down. Because of course I did it wrong. Oh,
You didn't hear me.
no, I did not.
I couldn't open the door.
I did not hear anything.
You have too many
Thank you.
hands in here.
I know.
This is what happens when you leave the capture after so long.
You know. Thank you. Mooney just brought me the dinners. The tasty dinners. It's weird too because, okay, so like I'm trying to position this the way that this looks, but it's like it's such a weird shape because it's not actually a star. It kind of is, but it kind of isn't. It's hard to describe. It's so the star part is actually curling towards the viewer. It doesn't look that way right now because I drew it completely flat, but when I add the color, it'll be more apparent. I didn't want it to just be straight up and just like static looking. So okay. What else did I say? I didn't like the way I did this up here. That's what I was like, I did not like this. I need to fix it. Cause it doesn't it's not that all of it looks terrible, it's just that a part of it, like it just doesn't look like the way that I had envisioned it. So maybe if I could tidy it up just a little bit. I could go like that, and then maybe Okay, and then I just tidy up some of these other ones a little bit more. The line art on them is a little bit too thick. Take that out. Okay. So now what? Now what? Okay, so now is the time for the hardest parts of this image. What the heck is that? What is the hardest parts of this image? Well, it is for sure the hands. Because the rest of the detail can be added pretty easily by using like the coloring stage of this to add it, but the hands are definitely the hardest to do. And actually, you know what? I just saw something here too I needed to add. So I guess on her booba, this part here is like opened. Don't know why they designed it like that, but okay. And let's see. Let's get to the hands, I guess. We'll see if we can complete this tonight. It would be nice if we could, but you know. Oh, and let me just put in this part of the eye. I am being a little bit messier about this than normal because I think with the eye part here, you can kind of get away with it. You don't really need to be that exact with it, because you fill this in with a darker color normally, and once it gets filled in like that, you don't notice the roughness on it. It's kind of coming together, you know, like, let me just do this. And her leg is a little bit too much over here. Oh, of course, I put it on the wrong layer. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now for the hands, the dreaded hands. What are we gonna do about the dreaded hands? Let's see. Let's see how we're gonna approach this. I'm gonna have to delete some layers here and then have a layer that I can sketch on. I hope I do this okay. Yeah, sorry. Like you guys can't see this, but I'm like I'm trying to use my own hands as a reference here and stuff like that. It's tough. It's really hard. I think for myself, I might spend some time doing a just like hand practice. Like super determined breakdowns of realistic photo hands and just break them down into simpler shapes and to just like just draw all kinds of angles that I can because you know I've for the most part in the last like 2 or 3 years focused more on the body shapes and stuff like that, like the upper torso, the lower torso, and the legs and the arms and stuff like that, and you know like just doing that for the longest time. So now that I'm at the point where you know I'm like doing a lot more foreshortened shapes and stuff like that, I really need practice in doing hand shapes and things like that. So I feel like this is the next challenge for me. But let's see what happens if I start sketching some stuff, right? Like let me let's see what happens when I do this. And you know, you don't always get it on the first shot. Like a lot of times it takes quite a bit more work to get the exact look that you want. And I'm also avoiding like using rounded shapes for the most part. Like I'm trying to use more like angled shapes to construct with, right? Um because I feel like whenever I do like these types of arts, the curves and stuff like that. Not that there are no curves in real life, but you kind of lose the energy of what you're doing when you use rounded shapes or soft shapes and stuff like that. And then I feel like it starts to really lose all forms. So I'm trying to avoid that right now. So the way that I was doing the hand is more like fanned out like this. Let's add so the thumb is going to come out from here, right? And then and then she's got her fingers out like okay. Let's move this a little bit more. So that looks more like if I have the fingers bent inwards, that's more like the double finger guns type of thing, and I don't think that that's what I want here. Right? Maybe something more like that will be better for this than what I originally tried to draw on there. Okay. Yeah, so maybe something more like this. Let me just adjust certain things. Let's go for it. Let's see what happens now. Oops, wrong eraser. Okay, why? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I accidentally click on something and then the program loses focus or whatever, and then it's like I'm like, why is undo not working? And a lot of times, what you're seeing from here now too is like, I don't always sketch exactly what I'm gonna do. Like, I just need the sketch there to kind of be my guide a little bit, just to fill the space for me, and then as I do the line art, I tend to fill it in like what I actually want from the image at that point. So a lot of times when you see me a sketch, it's like very different than what actually ends up on the page, so to speak. So it's part of the reason why I'm so tentative about sketching on stream, because I know that whatever I do is like a jumbled mess, and then it like really doesn't look that way once I actually complete the image. Oops. And I'm also trying to kind of account for the foreshortening part of this, right? But the only problem is, like, again, a lot of when you do foreshortening, it comes from the coloring and stuff like that. So trying to do line art for foreshortening, sometimes you just kind of look at it and you're just kind of like, that just doesn't look right and stuff like that, right? But you kind of have to trust that it will eventually when you put in the coloring to it. But I have a very hard time with that. Like, I have to fully admit that it's one of the things that I will always be kind of like, oh, this just doesn't look... Like, I just have a really hard time of seeing the finished product in line art, even though I do so much of it. So you would think that I like, oh, Bard, man, like, maybe you shouldn't do line art. Maybe you should do like a style that's more less reliant on it or something like that. But it's just, I don't know. This is just the way that I grew up doing arting and stuff like that. It's like what I'm comfortable with, so... You just kind of have to put a lot of faith into what you're doing is like eventually gonna kind of look like something that you were going for, and if it doesn't, then you just make changes to it. And like this hand is gonna give me nightmares until I get color in there to start to just kind of fix it up that way. Ugh. Those two fingers are way too big, I feel like. Okay, we're starting to get there. We're starting to get there. It's taking us a minute, but... And then it's like there's a lot of situations too with especially when you do like anime style art where aesthetically it doesn't look good, but realistically that's what it is supposed to look like. Like the for example, the big example everybody knows is the free Ren head the head turn upwards, right? Like aesthetically, drawing that, especially in an anime style, never looks good. But like the way you just have to do it because of the way that it actually looks in real life. No matter what you do, it's just gonna be pretty ugly. Like in terms of like the way it's supposed to look. So you just kind of run it and then hope that it does look good in the end. It's so weird. Like there's a lot of things like that when it comes to doing art for, uh like doing art and doing it in an anime style that doesn't make sense. But then like when you look at it from real life, it's like, oh shoot, that is what it looks like. And you just kind of have to learn to live with it sometimes, where it's like it's not aesthetically pleasing, but that's what it looks like. I might have to mess with the middle finger and the index finger a little bit just to get it to look better, but I think we're almost there with this, so yeah, let's not make her fingers into these weirdly large sausages. Okay, okay. We're gonna live with that for now. And then we're gonna see what happens when we start adding colors and things like that to it. And if it doesn't look good, we can redo it and stuff like that, right? Like it's no problem. I know there's a lot of artists out there who will struggle bus with it until it's like perfect and stuff like that, right? But I'm the type that chooses to just kind of move on with it, see what it looks like in color, and then make refinements to it and stuff like that. I can already see certain parts that I'll have to fix on it from here, but it's fine. It's actually fine that way. Because I could sit here and obsess over it, but then, like, you know, I'm using up all my time on this one element of the image and stuff like that. So, like, you know, I'll probably have to fix it for sure, but I can't. I need to be able to move on and start doing the rest of it first and stuff like that, and then fix the things that I don't like. Like I know it's like it sounds really backwards as compared to what a lot of other artists do. They fix it before they get into that mode where they're doing colors and stuff like that. But for me, it's like different. I don't know why my brain is like just kind of wired to, okay, let's move on and then let's just keep going and then come back and redo the thing if it doesn't work for whatever reason. And it's like it's such a weird way of doing things, I guess, but you know, it's just kind of how I'm wired to think of things. So let's see here. Like maybe I can have her fingers over here, like maybe she's doing the dog, the dog or the wolf or whatever. I kind of wouldn't mind doing that, but why would she be doing that? Why would she be doing that? That's so weird. I don't think I should do it. Let's just sketch it out a little bit. Just wanted to get a quick glimpse at this. Okay, so this is about as far as I'm gonna go today. With this. I was really busy at work today, unfortunately, and there's a couple of things that I didn't do, like eat an actual normal meal today. So I'm actually like, oh, I need to eat something. So I think I did some good progress here today. We got the shoulder animal and this the thing done. I'm gonna assume that I can get these hands done before the next stream so that I can actually start coloring this thing, and also not only just that, but to get a sketch for the next image up and running. So I'm gonna challenge myself to be able to do some of that this weekend and stuff like that. I'm sorry that this was like a much shorter stream, but it's like I don't want to starve myself for the rest of the evening and stuff like that. If I start eating now anyway, I'm just gonna spend the rest of the stream looking at this line art and just like, just kind of like, not really saying anything and eating. So I'm gonna leave it there. Next time I'm gonna be on is Tuesday 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern time, per usual. I'm gonna be working on more arting and stuff like that, and hopefully we'll get this done, and like maybe the hands will actually look more decent. But yeah, I'm gonna post this up on the Discord, and like so that you guys can track my progress. And on top of that, oh yeah, and before I go, I gotta mention, okay, so we will be tabling at Anki Expo at the end of the year. I got into the artist alley, so a lot of my art is gonna be, if it this year for the rest of the year, is like gonna be like tailored towards this sort of thing, right? Like where I'm gonna tailor it towards little things that I could do with them, not just large prints, but rather I'm gonna have art that's a little bit more salacious, we shall say. It's not that I got into any R18 artist alleys or anything like that, but you know, I'm gonna try to do stuff that's a little bit more tempting, let's just say. And for certain types of product and stuff like that. And I'm also gonna, you know, like work on a lot more VTuber fan arts as well. I've actually been eyeing a couple that I've been wanting to do for a while, like Ina and Watame, for example, and also, you know, try to get some more like artwork that's like multi-use, let's say. So I've been toying around with the idea because of that multi-use purpose, right? I've been toying around with the idea of actually trying to fit in somewhere on the schedule a stream where I will stream on a different platform that kind of has a little bit less in terms of limitations, shall we say, to doing said artwork and stuff like that, so that I can you know, just kind of do what I need to do without worrying about hey, am I breaking community rules or not. So I've been really noodling about that, and I think I want to try to you know, do at least 1 or 2 test streams like that in the near future. So but that's not gonna happen. Well, it might happen this month, who knows, right? Or maybe it'll happen next month. But oh yeah, and I also have to announce too that the end of May here. Well, not the end of May, like maybe in 2 weeks. In about 2 weeks, I'm going to be traveling for a little bit. I'm going to be attending a certain convention in the north with Mooney. So I'm going to be traveling for a bit, so there's going to be a small gap in terms of the amount of time that I'm streaming at the end of this month, but it won't be as bad as the past month where I was just kind of traveling all the time and then just not streaming at all. It's not going to be that. It's definitely going to be a little bit of time at the end of the month for that that week, and then when I get back, I'll go back to my regular schedule really quick. So yeah, that's kind of like a look into what's gonna happen in the near future and as well as the far future. And you know, like I'm kind of I've also got to test this printer, so I got like a printer to do my own prints at home, because restocking is hard sometimes, even though it's convenient. You know, the cost to restock is not the most expensive when it comes to doing artist alley stuff, right? But sometimes, you know, like when you do the math in your head and you've got the time, you know, like maybe I should be a little bit more focused on you know, restocking myself instead of throwing it off to printers who will charge an arm and a leg, especially around Cappy Town. Like, unfortunately, I've got a very reliable printer back in Bounty Hunterville, but in Cappy Town, everything is like priced much higher, and also, you know, everybody's kind of fighting for their time and stuff like that. So it's very hard. It's very hard to maintain stock especially when you're gonna do artist alley stuff. But yeah, you know, like I don't know, like this hand is like these hands are driving me a little bit crazy, but you know, like I'll make little refinements to them as I go, and when I finally have the color and the shading in them, maybe then I'll have a better idea of how they actually look. Because like, quite frankly, the hardest thing for me is always looking at line art and just trying to get an image of whether or not this is actually working or not. There's some things that are very obvious that I can tell that are not working. Time to throw hands. Yes, Ilaria, time to throw hands. It's always time to throw hands. How you doing? How's everything with you? Hopefully doing good. But you know, like the only hands that I want to throw is at that clown that makes burgers. You always gotta throw down with the clown. Alive? Oh well, you know, alive is good. But yeah, you know, like I'll be back you know, next Tuesday. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and stream a little early today because I hunger. I'm like Morbius from the Spider-Man cartoon. I hunger for plasma right now. I need to eat. So like, you know, like I will try to I will try every single weekend. I always say I'm gonna try to work on this more during the weekend, and it never happens. But I need to commit to this. I need to commit to the bit. I'm gonna do it. Trust me. When I get back, there's gonna be flat colors on this thing, and there's actually gonna be hands that are worth a damn on this thing. That's what's gonna happen. I called it. It's gonna happen. But yeah, here we go. Here we go. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. I know it's been a minute, but we're gonna go ahead and pay a visit to a certain tentacles that are kind of lewd. So yeah, I'll be back on Tuesday next week, and yeah, hopefully you guys have a great weekend. Have fun with everything that you guys are doing, and we're gonna pay a visit to lewd tentacles and see what's good with Nikkei and art. So you get both. Here you go, guys. Okay, all right, see you guys.